I'm going to do something different. I'm gonna take a bit of monster fish keeping, and I'm gonna take a bit of aquascaping, and I'm gonna merge the two into one very special tank. I was out walking the dog when I saw this big piece of driftwood, and since the water level is very low in the lake right now, I was able to just walk over there and have a look at it. I managed to split it in two, then I went home to get my car, I put it in the back, took it home, and then I cleaned all the mud and pollen off of it. This is the tank that I'm going to use for this project. As you can see, I've already submerged this big piece of wood here. It's held down by one rock and this plastic tube right here. Now this project is going to take some time, so I'm going to make this little series. Now there's only going to be one fish in this tank, and this fish is going to be pretty big. So let's take a look at it. Now this here is the northern pike, or in Latin Esox lucius. Now this is a real predator fish here. This should be kept alone, because this will probably eat anything it can get into its mouth. Now the pike itself is an ambush predator, so the fish will actually have a favorite spot where it will stand and just wait for something to swim by, and then it will strike. I have this pike trained though, so I can use frozen fish. Now this is a cold water fish, so I took out a heater and I will run this tank without it. Now this big piece of wood here, this will be the centerpiece in the tank. So the first thing I'm gonna do now is to remove this rock. I'm gonna remove this plastic tube here, and I'm gonna see how well this piece of wood actually sinks now. And then I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna put some more sand in it. I got 75 kilos of sand that's gonna go in this tank now, because I need a little bit more depth on the bottom substrate here. So this is sinking pretty well right now, so I think I can just put a couple of rocks here around the base of this, and this should keep it in place. Now, this is pretty heavy. This is a serious piece of wood here. So I'm just gonna put this here and start getting the sand in. I put 50 kilos of sand in, and I think that's enough. So I'm gonna go with that for now. And this got really cloudy because I didn't clean the sand. It would just take so much time to clean 50 kilos of sand, so it's better to just shove it in and let the filters clear the water for me. So I'm gonna take the root, I'm gonna put it back in, wait for the water to clear up, and then we can go ahead and lock this into place. I did also put some filter floss on the inlets to try to help to clear up the water a little bit faster. So I left the tank overnight and it cleared up pretty nicely. It's a little bit milky, but this will definitely do. And I have some really good news here as well. I did shove down this big piece of wood into the sand, and it actually stays submerged like this. So this is really good. Now this big piece of wood here, this will be the centerpiece in the tank. This will be the real focal point. But I want some rocks here and there, so I'm gonna put a couple in. This will fit really good here. This will give me some space behind here to put some stem plants here that will be coming up here. Same over here. I want some stem plants behind the root coming up in the background there. I'm gonna put a lot of plants on the actual piece of wood here. So I want some anubias around the base here. I want some bucephalandras, I want some java fern, and I'll see what else I can do here. I don't really want to put too much of hardscape in, because I want a lot of open area for the fish to actually be able to swim around a little bit if it wants to. Right now I'm just putting rocks a little bit here and there and see how I actually like it, and I can move it around a little bit if I want to. By the way, these rocks are just rocks that I've been out collecting, so I didn't actually pay anything for these. I think these rocks work just as fine as the ones you can buy. And I think that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go with this, and I might change it around a little bit, but as a whole I think this looks good. I had turtles in this tank previously, so this is why the water level is kind of low now. So I had this dome before over the basking spot for the turtles, and I'm actually going to use this now for a different purpose in this tank. So I'm going to fill this tank up with water, and I'm going to tweak the outlets to get good surface movement. And after that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use this for. So the water is filled up to a good level here. And now I'll show you what I'll use this light dome for. So this is how it's gonna look midday. Now I did put a programmable LED bulb in this dome. So in the morning, it's gonna look like this. So this will simulate a sunrise, and I think it's a pretty cool feature. So every morning, this will slowly increase in intensity, and a little bit later, it will look like this. So it's a little bit brighter and a little bit more white light. So midday, it will be full spectrum, 6500K, and also those LED strips will kick in for extra light. And it will go on like this for 8 hours, and then in the evening, it will look like this. And this will simulate the moonlight. I think this is a pretty cool feature to have. And I have all this set up, and I've programmed it so it will do this same times every day. And I already had the dome, so why not make use of it? So this is all for today's video. Next time is going to be planting this tank, and hopefully also getting the fish in. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notification when I release the next video if you don't want to miss that. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button. This will really help a lot. And that is all for today, and I'll see you next time.